Hey, warriors. So, yesterday I spoke pretty sharply in one of my videos, and I'm okay with that, because sometimes the truth needs a little edge to cut through all that fucking noise, okay? But I want to be clear about something. None of this is about anger. It's not about being right. It's not about fighting the world. The whole entire point of awakening, the whole entire part of truth is love. You know, love is our natural state, not a concept. Love is our default state, before fear, before conditioning, before survival took over. You know, um when we're dysregulated, we don't become bad people. We become disconnected, you know? And and awakening isn't about becoming special, you know? It's remembering what was already there. And, truth without love, it just becomes another weapon, you know? That's why I was so, you know, sharp yesterday. Um, but here, that's where I think a lot of people are getting lost. They wake up, they see manipulation, they see the systems, they see injustices, and then they fucking stay there. Angry, vigilant, um, braced, if you will, but staying in opposition, it's still being controlled, you know? Um, if truth doesn't bring you back to love, it ain't done its job yet. It just hasn't. And that doesn't make us weak or blind. Do you know what I mean? Love doesn't mean tolerating abuse or staying silent or ignoring our reality. We're not, pretending, and I'm not pretending that everything is just fine. But love means, having the clarity without being cruel, you know, boundaries without the hatred. I don't, discernment, without allowing the fear mongers to paranoid the hell out of us. I don't know. We can be, you know, strong individuals without having to dominate. I just wish more people would understand this. Love is the most regulated state a human can live in, you know? And I just think that's why fear is so. I just. Fear can't manipulate love. It's where we need to go, you guys. Returning to love. And that's, honestly, too, a lot of people are wondering what their purpose is. That's how you find it. You return to love, and your purpose becomes obvious. You start to remember your purpose. You know, and another thing too, when we return back to love, okay, we stop trying to save the damn world. You know, we stop trying to wake everyone up. We stop trying to fight shadows. You know, I when you do that, you start to show up more fully, you know, speaking honesty, creating instead of reacting. I'm trying to be nice. But you start to embody what you know. Do you know what I mean? Um your purpose, it emerges naturally from alignment. And I know that a lot of people are frustrated because they are desperate to know what their purpose is. Easy way to figure it out: return back to love. Everything you do. Even if you got to remind yourself a million times a day, that's how you do it. I promise you that. Yeah. And another thing too, I think the reason why this matters so much right now is because of the state that we're all in. You know, everybody's exhausted, defensive, overwhelmed. They're spiritually burnt the fuck out. And it's not because anybody's failing, but because they're trying so hard to carry that fucking truth without the fucking love, guys. That's not natural to us. Even though we've been somewhere so long, it's still not. You know? Um and that truth, don't get me wrong. I know how fucking heavy it is. But love makes it livable. You understand? It really does. You know, your nervous system starts to regulate. You choose being present, sorry, instead of performing. Don't you aren't you tired of performing? I know I got tired of even little things. Even though I've always been a real kind of person, just little things that we do that are, I don't know, they're just not us. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. When you do these things, it's a lot easier to listen to what other people are saying instead of trying to convince them of what you think or your way. Um it's a lot easier to live your values, like we're all trying to do. We need to let others wake up on their own time. Because love, it doesn't rush or chase, it trusts, right? I don't know. Awakening, it cracks us open. But integration, it puts us back together, stronger, softer, clearer. I don't know. This is about going home. Home to the body, home to the heart, home to the life that you're here to live. And if my words yesterday, felt sharp and you heard them, know that they honestly came from love. I love humanity, I love the truth. I love knowing what we're capable of becoming. I don't know. Awakening, it doesn't end in resistance. It ends in embodiment. And embodiment always brings us back to love. I love you.